University students' leadership from the University of Nairobi, the Kenyatta University and the Maseno University have given the Education Cabinet Secretary Professor Jacob Kaimenyi a 14-day ultimatum to set up a task force to look into the university's fee structure. The student leaders say as stakeholders, they say they were not consulted before the Education Cabinet Secretary announced a move to increase university fees. The leaders are opposed to a move to increase university fees, saying it will lock out many needy and bright students from accessing higher education. They are threatening what they term as peaceful demonstrations to compel the government to review their fees downwards.
University education as it's now is not affordable by 80% of Kenyans. Increasing fees further will make it only affordable by only 3% of millionaires, while the rest of Kenyans will remain uneducated, and this is unacceptable. Former President Mwai Kibaki introduced free primary education. We were anticipating the beneficiaries of the free primary education to realize their dreams by offering them free higher education. Unfortunately, they will have their education cut short because no one knows which education institution Kaimenyi is targeting next.
We are giving them 14 days notice. First, for Professor Kaimenyi to come out clearly and apologize to great comrades of this nation.
Yes. Yes.
Second, to follow the due process of reviewing fees. Third, because he went ahead to suggest that they will increase at the same time increase HELB loan. HELB is a loan that we will pay. How do you tell us that you are increasing our loan? It is the stand of this union that fees should remain or should be reduced, as the chair said, 50%.
What else is happening? Deputy President William Ruto says Parliament will have the last word on whether or not the government will make payments to Anglo leasing companies. The Deputy President says Parliament will decide how the government should handle the Anglo leasing case. He was speaking in Murang'a, where MPs differed on whether the government should pay or not.
Hatutakubali pesa zozote za umma zitumike bila ya idhini ya bunge. Hiyo ndio msimamo wa serikali, kwa sababu tunaamini ya kwamba rasilimali ya kitaifa, pesa za umma zitatumika wakati wananchi wenyewe kupitia kwa representatives wao katika bunge wameidhinisha. Na mimi nataka niwaambie, we are going to run an open, transparent and accountable government at the national level, and we expect the same at the county level, because that is how this country is going to develop. Kwa hivyo hawa wabunge wetu hawa wakimaliza mjadala watatueleza mambo itakuwa namna gani, hapo ndio tutafuata, tutaenda mbele.
Lazima kwanza tujue hii agrorizing ni mnyama gani, ni binadamu gani, anatuelekeza wapi ili tuweze kulipa. Lakini kama nchi hatuwezi tepeleka hii nchi upande wa Golden Bar. Mimi mwenyewe nasema no pay, won't pay until we discuss.
We are not opposed to the government paying agro-leasing and honoring court orders. What we want is transparency in the payments. Kama mwananchi anajua hii pesa inalipwa kwa sababu ya hii na hii na hii, ndio tunataka. Manake mwishoe kama kutakuwa na shida itaingia kwa serikali ya Jubilee, na tutaki serikali ya Jubilee ipakwe matope na mtu yoyote.
Tuelewe, sio uambie lipa asubuhi tulipe hii iko sovereignty board. Hapana. Let us understand, because it is important for Kenyans to know. There were 18 contracts za Anglo leasing, tujue ni gani imeperform. Tuache sarakasi, argumentum and humani. Let us argue constructively.
The brewing political rebellion in the ODM stronghold of Nyanza is taking shape with the unveiling of a new political party in Kisumu. The Citizens Convention Party, under the leadership of Nobel co-laureate Grace Akumu, has announced its presence and is set for a national launch in Nairobi in the coming weeks. The move comes after months of senior politicians in the region confirming that the new outfits will soon hit the scene to fight it out with the troubled Orange Party. Here is KTN's Fredo Mulo.
After suffering a major upset last year in ODM's Bosch nominations, Grace Akumu has decided to fire the first shot by bringing political pluralism to Nyanza. The former aspirant for the Nyakach parliamentary seat who lost out to current MP Aduma Owuor at the primaries has decided to ditch the monolith and sail uncharted waters.
Driving ideology behind CCP is people's empowerment. One, CCP is about putting money in people's pockets. We are endowed with a rich country, but a lot of Kenyans are sleeping hungry.
Murmurs have been swirling in the region of new political outfits that will provide alternative paths for disenchanted voters, but most concentrated on South Nyanza, where Nairobi Governor Evans Kidero has been quietly mobilizing and Rongo MP Dalmas Otieno has been openly defiant.
It will not seek to rival parties and so on. It will play its role in a democratic country of Kenya because we have the democratic space to do so. Right now we are new, we are not in any talks with any party. But after the general elections, of course, we will be able to talk.
Akumu, who worked as an environmentalist with Climate Network Africa and served as a technical advisor to the government on climate change, is cut from political cloth, with her father being a former mayor in Kisumu and her husband being the legendary trade unionist and former Nyakach MP, Dennis Akumu. In 2007, she won a Nobel Prize together with former US Vice President Al Gore for their work on climate change. From Kisumu City, I am Fredo Mulo.
From Kisumu City, let's go to Nyeri, and the Kenya County Government Workers Union sought a meeting this morning with the Nyeri Governor Nderitu Gachagua to deliberate on issues affecting the workers in the region. The union presented a list of 17 complaints against the Nyeri County Government, such as salary arrears for staff on leave, wrongful retirement, hours of revenue collectors, and paid salaries for restrained workers, amongst other issues. Robert Duba, the Secretary General of the union, said the union has already held several such meetings with governors in other counties, and they are asking the governors to know that they are responsible for the workers under them.
The change of our country's management, the change in public affairs management from the previous local authorities to governors, has brought both blessings and trouble. In equal measure, I can tell you. There are governors who have no idea about the job they have taken. They have no idea completely. They think they have just landed somewhere, they have long wished to land, and they have reached. Hallelujah. You know, the government is sending 6 billion to them, and they think they have reached the land of honey and milk, and they have nobody to answer.
About people not having a clue of what job they are meant to do, imagine duping the interviewing panel and landing a job that you do not qualify for. Now, this is the situation in Nakuru County, where the county cabinet secretary managed to cheat his way through getting a job, and that he does not intend to finish. It also appears that this particular candidate had fake papers. Take a look.
A county minister in Nakuru County is under investigation as he is alleged to have forged his academic certificates, which he presented to the recruiting panel that hired him. According to Chairman of County's Efficiency in Development, James Maina Mugo, Nakuru County Trade Minister Samuel Gitau presented forged certificates in applying for the position on April 17, 2013, and was hired based on the strength of his documents. The documents in question are his university degree, KCSE and KCPE certificates. Mugo claims his organization received information from Nakuru County government officials citing irregularities in the hiring of the County Executive Committee, naming Samuel Gitau as one of the persons whose documents were scrutinized thoroughly and evidence allegedly found of forgery. When contacted for comment, Gitau told our Nakuru bureau chief that he is attending a conference in Rwanda but will respond to the claims upon his return on Monday. He, however, did term the claims as political witch hunting out to ruin his career. This issue has been raised before Governor Kinuthia Mbugua, but no action has reportedly been taken. At Matimbei Primary School, where Gitau schooled, his results are allegedly different from what he presented to the interviewing panel.
He had claimed that he had 571 marks out of 700. But when we were given the Kenya National Examination transcript by the head teacher from Matimbei, Mr. Joroge, it contradicted because he had 378.
And at Gatamayu High School in Kiambu, where Gitau enrolled for his high school education, the story was the same.
He is here. He is Gitau Samuel Odungo. He had D+. So the claim that he had a B- is a choker.
In another case, Gitau is reported to have presented himself as a degree holder of a Bachelor of Science in Business Management from Brunel University in London. The papers claim that he graduated with first-class honors on 17th July 2005.
They said that according to the investigation, they have not seen any name or anybody having attended the institution by the name Samuel Dungo Gitau, and that all the documents that are claimed to have originated from that place are actually forged documents.
And Gitau is also accused of attempting to cover up by allegedly depositing money into Mugo's M-Pesa account to the tune of 150,000 shillings.
On 2nd, I reported the whole matter to Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission in Nairobi, and I'm happy those officers who attended to me, the 4 hours grill that I was grilled left them convinced that Mr. Gitau is a bogus cabinet secretary in the county of Nakuru, and they are waiting for him. And I hope they are going to take the necessary action.
Ngunjiri Kimani, who is the whistleblower on the issue, now wants action to be taken against the minister by the governor.
Kama mtu hana makaratasi kulingana na sheria, nyinyi muangalie mambo. Yes, mtoe. Na kama hakuna kutoa, tutakuja huko haki yetu, nyinyi, governor na yeye, yote tutapeleka nyumbani.
Kamchemenza, KTN.
I think people are watching too many movies. Elsewhere, a 26-year-old man is today lucky to be alive after he was rescued from an angry mob that wanted to lynch him for planning to bury his 2-week-old child alive. The man is said he resorted to bury the child since he could not take care of the child alone after quarreling with his wife. Elders in the area now say they will have to cleanse the home as the act is considered to be a taboo.
It is in this shallow grave that an innocent 2-week-old baby was to be buried alive by her 26-year-old father, John Maina. Maina wanted to get rid of his baby because of a domestic squabble with his wife.
Kaniambia ati hata nikirudi asubuhi nikikupata hapo kupigenya nitakupiga tu utashanga. Na kwa mtu mtu hasira haraka akishiko tu na hasira anaweza fanya tu kila ambacho anafikiria. Ananga ati ajicontrol.
And with that, Miriam fled her home. It is then that John embarked on his mission. His mother says she knew his intention was not good after he started digging what looked like a grave.
Nitoka huko chini kukata nyasi ya ng'ombe, nikapata mtoto hapo kwa nyasi. Halafu nikaambia John, umeweka mtoto kwa nyasi. Niachia mtoto, mimi siwezi kulinda huyu mtoto.
Sasa ya kijana na mtoto yake walikuja kwangu kwa boma kusema huku nyumbani maneno kushanishinda. Mtoto yangu anachimba kaburi, nataka kusika mtoto hai. Halafu nikashangaa, ndio nikapikia Stand Chief simu. Stand Chief akasema tulieni tu hapa, mimi nakuja na polisi. Ndio wakakuja na polisi.
John says he does not understand why his wife is giving him a hard time. The baby's grandfather, on the other hand, says John needs help.
Mtu nimemlea kama ile nduma zile zinakupikananga. Hiyo nduma unajua huwezi pika na kipoko. Unafanyanga tu hivi pole pole tu. Nimemlea mzuri sana. Nataka kushika mtoto. Mtoto huwezi hangaika venye umehangaika wewe upate mtoto usika. Hata kama ni wewe huwezi shika.
Tangu zamani tumsae kichwa yake sio mzuri sana. Hata tulipeleka kwa daktari wa kienyeji akajaribu kumtibu kidogo, lakini kichwa yake sio mzuri sana.
According to the elders, they will have to perform rituals to cast away evil spirits from the home. Linda Ogutu, Newsdesk.
And it is now confirmed that in the 67 people were injured in that particular attack, where 86 were rushed to hospital. We have a confirmation that 3 people lost their lives regarding that particular incident. Police have launched investigations in that area, in the wider Thika Road section, where 2 buses were involved in what they called as improvised explosive devices earlier on yesterday at 5:30 in the evening. Also, just a quick reminder is that the first explosion occurred at Roasters, that is near the Homeland Inn, and minutes later, under the Roysambu bypass, just near the Thika Road Mall, yet another explosion. Police are calling these improvised explosive devices that were used in these particular attacks, and as they say, investigations are still underway. We also know that we're expecting a statement from the head of state and also from the deputy president regarding this particular incident that occurred late last evening. Yesterday's incidents are just the second in a span of less than 24 hours, and earlier on we had an incident in Kwale's coastal region where 4 people lost their lives. We will continue to give you these particular updates as and when we receive them. Let's now shift gears and move to business. And the National Carriers Fleet Expansion Exercise is slowly taking shape with the arrival of a second Boeing 777-300 with a better fuel efficiency and long-haul capacity. The 400-seat plane with a 20 metric ton cargo load. Now, the plane gives Kenya Airways the ability to open routes in new routes that have been otherwise out of its reach. The timely arrival of the plane fits well with KQ's project Mawingu to grow its fleet to 104 aircrafts by the year 2021 and increase its destinations from the current 56 to 115. The airline expects to receive 5 more Dreamliners this year, 4 737-800 and a third 777-300 this year. The Dreamliners will be used to replace the aging fleet of 767s, while all of the other planes will be up for opening up new routes already lined up.
I think it's important to keep this in perspective. This airplane is the 14th new airplane that Kenya Airways has accepted in the last 2 years. I think that's a testament to the commitment of the company, and with the help of our board, to the growth and to the future of KQ.
Well, you can catch Nick Mudimba with the rest of the sports in the evening, but we're just about to bring this to a landing. Not before I give you the Twitter feedback from a few of our viewers. Thank you for tweeting. Our handle remains at KTN Newsdesk. And Edwin Madhabuku says, no update on the state of security press briefing by security chiefs in Kenya after the Thika Road blast. He's reacting to that particular story. Caleb Chauro says, how can you bury alive a baby? So sad. That is madness of the highest degree. God help your people. Thank you for your views. Remember, we can always have conversations about whatever stories you do see on this particular bulletin. The handle remains at KTN Newsdesk. Right, as tradition, I have to give you a did you know fact. Hopefully it's useful, but this one is really good. Did you know that a Chinese law promulgated in 1981 requires that every citizen over the age of 11 plant a tree, at least 1 tree per year in their lifetime? My name is Bonitunya. Good afternoon.